All right, guys, we're back. We're back again really fast. We got done with that last video. We did the creamy cauliflower mash. I hope you guys really enjoyed that one. We're gonna use that for Easter tomorrow. I'm on to my second dish tonight, and this one we're gonna do a Caesar salad. The trick with this Caesar salad is, you guys that are really watching your weight, exercising, dieting, watching what you take into your body, you are really gonna love this one, because we're gonna take it a whole nother level. That's gonna make this thing, it's gonna cut out a ton of fat, and it's gonna cut out a lot of calories. So I'm gonna guarantee you guys enjoy this one. We're gonna talk about what we got on our board. Let's come on over. All right, guys, with Caesar salad, typically, as you know, has croutons on it. And that's bread, and obviously we're gonna try to stay away from the bread with this because we're trying to cut calories and watch our fat intake. So instead of the bread, our crouton is actually gonna be chickpeas. And what we're gonna do with these chickpeas, we're gonna salt, pepper them, we're gonna roast them in the oven until they get nice and crunchy. And that's gonna give us that texture that we missed from the crouton back into the salad, but we're cutting out that bread. So what I got here is 1 can of 15-ounce chickpeas. And what I did was just took the top off, run it under some water, shake it back out and get it dry. We're gonna try to get it as dry as you can. Reason is, we're gonna roast this. The more moisture I have, the more moisture I put in the oven. When I put moisture in the oven, moisture equals steam. Well, I don't wanna steam these, I wanna roast them. So I wanna make sure I can get off all the moisture I can. So we're gonna take these, try not to let them run all over the place. We're gonna put them on the board. Pull it over there. Take a little bit, this is grapeseed oil, any kind of oil will do here. We're just roasting this. Hit it with some oil. Okay. Hit it with some salt. We got our oven preheated at 400. Let's go ahead and preheat before you do any of this. Hit it with some salt, not too much, that's enough right there. Some nice, fresh, cracked black pepper. And then what I'm gonna do is just, mix that up. Make sure the oil gets all over everything. Salt, the pepper, and we're good to go. So what we're gonna do is, we got our oven preheated at 400. We're gonna throw this in there for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we're gonna shake it, get it all turned around and get it golden brown. We're gonna throw it back in. We're gonna go for about another 10 and see where it's at. If it still needs a little more time, we'll go for another 10. So we're looking between 30 and 40 total minutes on these chickpeas to get them crispy. We're gonna throw them in the oven, and we're gonna be right back. All right, guys, while we got the chickpea croutons going in the oven, roasting away, that's already smelling good. Let's go ahead and talk about making our dressing. We're gonna make this dressing from scratch, and this is where we're gonna cut out a ton of calories and fat. So what I need you to do is keep an open mind right now. And trust me when I tell you, this dressing works fantastic. I made it for our family 2 years ago. We had Caesar salad, and I didn't tell them what was in it, and nobody knew. So the base for this dressing is tofu. This is silken tofu, very soft tofu. And let me preface, before I even start making this, I hate tofu. Tofu doesn't taste like anything to me. But the good thing about tofu is it takes on whatever flavor you give it. So what we're gonna do is give it all the flavors of Caesar dressing. So this is a 16-ounce pack. You can get it at your grocery store. This whole pack right here is $2. So what we're doing is we're essentially cutting out all that tons of oil that's in dressing in the stores that comes in the bottle. I try to stay away from it personally as much as I can because I don't know what's in it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all this tofu, try to leave a lot of that liquid that comes in it in this bowl. Again, I've washed my hands. So all that's going in there. We're gonna be using the stick blender again. Again, if you don't have a stick blender, you can definitely use a food processor. A blender with this one would be really good. Leave it on about a medium speed and it'll go really well for you. All right, so we got our tofu in. Again, keep an open mind. I promise you this dressing works. All right, so to this, we're gonna add 4 cloves of garlic, got that in there. We got 4 ounces of cubed Parmesan cheese. This was fresh Parmesan that a fresh block of Parmesan that I just cubed up. Let me express my fondness for fresh cheese instead of the shredded packaged cheese. Shredded packaged cheese, if you notice, has a powder on it. That powder is to keep it, you know, sealed in a bag for months on end, and it also can take away from some of the good flavor of the cheese. I stay away from it. I don't want cheese that has powder on it. I'd rather just cut it or shred it myself. So we got 4 ounces of Parmesan in there. Keep this rind, this Parmesan rind. You can throw it in a soup, throw it in a kale soup or some kind of Italian soup, throw it in there. It's gonna add tons of flavor. So keep this, don't throw that away. So to this, we are gonna add 3 teaspoons of white wine vinegar. I'm just gonna judge this. You can measure it out if you want. We're at 3 teaspoons of white wine vinegar. All right. We're gonna add 3 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. We are gonna add a good amount of cracked black pepper in here. Pepper and Caesar dressing go really, really well. So that's some black pepper. We're gonna stay away from the salt right now because the Parmesan is salty, and we're gonna add some capers. And capers are extremely salty if, you know, you guys have ever had them. So add some capers in there. I only got a little bit of a can left, or a bottle left. I'll say this, I'll measure it out. We're gonna do probably 1 tablespoon. We'll do 2 tablespoons of caper, which is gonna be about all of that jar. There we go. So we got 2 tablespoons of caper. Now we got 4 tablespoons of Dijon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, 4 tablespoons. And 4 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that might seem like a lot of oil. If we weren't using this tofu base, we would have added a ton of oil to this to make the Caesar dressing. So we're cutting out a lot of fat because this is just a bottle of fat. We're cutting out a lot of fat by using that tofu base. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move over a little bit and we're gonna use our stick blender. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. All right guys, so we're gonna start blending this. We got our stick blender. I got it on low right now until we kind of started getting this pulsed. Again, this is kind of high in this container I'm using right here. So this is a low setting right now. And I'm gonna keep it on low until a lot of this starts to get incorporated. Again, you know, I am not a tofu fan. I've had it fried, I've had it in soup. The texture, I just can't get past. I think that's what it is, because it doesn't taste like anything, so I can't say that it tastes bad. It just doesn't taste like anything. It's the texture that gets me. And that's weird for me because I like raw oyster. So anyway, this Caesar dressing right here is amazing. I've actually used this recipe at work. You know, there's ways to make Parmesan, a Parmesan substitute with nuts and stuff like that if you want to go vegan, and, you know, people that don't want dairy and stuff like that. There's ways to get around it. Okay, let's turn this up just a tad. Really start to see it come together. That's looking really good. All right, let's leave it right there. Let's grab a spoon, or I'll use the end of this fork right here. Let's taste it, see where we're at. Look at that, same texture as dressing. That is awesome. I cannot stress how good that is. I do not taste any form of tofu. Well, you can't taste tofu. Probably needs a little bit more salt. The Parmesan's good in there. Plus we can add more Parmesan to the salad as well. When you're mixing this and blending it, if you do have a stick blender, you know, you just need a tall vessel to blend it in like this one right here. This one was a Cuisinart bottom to a juicer attachment I think we had. Give it a couple more blends. I think we're there, guys. Look at that. Oh yeah. That is Caesar dressing right there. Let's grab a bowl so you guys can see the consistency yourself. Bam, there you go, guys. Caesar dressing. All right, so we got the our chickpea croutons going. They're almost done, maybe about another 5 minutes, and we'll pull them out, let them cool down a little bit. We've got our tofu Caesar dressing. Once we get done with all this, I'm gonna show you how to cut the romaine, and we're gonna get to plating. Stick around. All right, guys, we're back. Real quick, I took a piece of romaine, chopped the flimsy edges off the end of it, ran it under some water, try to get any dirt that might be in there. And what I'm gonna do is, real quick, is just show you how I cut it here at home to get the most out of the romaine. What I'm gonna do is make 3 incisions. And then we'll chop like that. Basically, for lack of a better term, dicing the romaine. Bam, so we took it all the way down to there. Take our romaine, throw it in a bowl. That's that. We'll be right back. I'm gonna show you how to plate this salad. All right, guys, we're back. We're gonna plate this salad up really quick. So everything's done. We've got our chickpea croutons cooled off. We got our romaine. We got our dressing. Before you do this, go ahead and just wash your hands again. Best tool you have in the kitchen is your hands. And we're gonna toss this with some of the Caesar that we made. Real lightly. Just toss it. Make sure all the pieces of lettuce are, you know, get a good piece of that Caesar dressing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it right on the plate. I like white plates. I feel like they show off whatever color you're trying to, you know, present. Pull these guys back in a little bit. All right. So we got that. We've got our crispy chickpea croutons. And then if you want a little bit of extra dressing, you can throw it on there. We're gonna go ahead and hit it with, we got that little bit left of that Parmesan rind. We're gonna go ahead and hit it with some fresh parm right here at the end. And there you go. It's a healthier, lighter Caesar. Again, we got the tofu Caesar dressing. We got chickpea croutons, parm, and romaine. This is a very simple salad. Very, very easy. I highly recommend it. You guys that are exercising, watching your calories, watching your fat intake, this is a lot better option than the regular dressing and of course using regular bread croutons. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.